Draft of the financial plan, a motion to receive it and forward it to council for first, second, and third reading.
I'll move that.
Second.
Okay, so discussion. The Director of Finance has provided his report, and there may be questions that council may wish to ask of the Director of Finance or other staff members.
I have a
Yes, go ahead.
question, but I'm not, yes, okay, sorry, I was looking at it and wasn't sure if it was in this part or a later one. It was, I have a fancy red mark around it. It was regarding the contracts for the cleaning. I think that's later on?
Oh, later.
Okay, good, then I don't have any questions on this part.
Okay. Any questions on the financial plan? CEO, you want to add anything at this point?
No, at this point.
Okay, just for reference, obviously, staff have reviewed the year-end financials from last year, a higher surplus than originally estimated. So as a result of that, the 2020 projects which had been removed will remain in the plan, capital plan for the time being. And of course, we had a successful result on tender for the first phase of the Robb Avenue project. And with that, and we'll have a discussion here shortly about the Marina project, the proposal for the financial plan going forward is again based on a 2.7 residential tax increase, 1.7 on business or commercial class, and based on those numbers at this moment, that will balance the plan over the 5 years, subject to whatever we discuss and decide on the Marina project. So, anything to add further to that brief summary, Director of Finance?
You nailed it.
Okay. Trying to give the Coles notes. So, assuming that goes forward, then we will start with the readings of the bylaw for the financial plan. And in early May, we will get the school district figures and then adopt the plan. I understand May 4th or thereabouts. What we're shooting towards.
May 4th is the May council meeting, so we'll adopt our financial plan and our tax rates, and hopefully that night we'll have the school tax rates, but those are independent of our bylaw.
Right.
Those are set by the province, not by our bylaw.
May the 4th be with us.
There you go. Okay, so on the receipt of the plan, and we report it to council for first, second, third readings. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Any opposed? Motion's carried. And then the accompanying tax rates bylaw, again for forwarding to council for first, second, and third reading.
Move.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Any opposed? Motion's carried. Those will come for before us in the next council meeting, is that correct?
Yes.
All right, thank you staff for putting that all together and bringing it back to us in a timely fashion. All right, Marina Waterfront Plan. So this is the vitalization project, and staff have provided a report. CEO, I'll let you speak to that. Give us a brief summary of where we're at.
So as noted in the report, the two bids we received in response to our tender came over our allocated budget by a fairly significant amount. So in order to have this project proceed, we're looking for the authority from council to negotiate with the low bidder, being Kinetic Construction, to see if we can scale back the project in various ways. And in my discussions with the contractor, he's already raised some items that we could probably modify, change, delete some aspects, minor aspects of the project that could still essentially build what we'd like to see built there, but within the budget that we have allocated. So again, I mean, there's no promises at this stage because we haven't started the negotiation, but we're feeling relatively comfortable that we may be able to achieve something here.
And going back again to the financial plan, the staff recommended adding, what was it,
200,000 for the project and another 90 because that, in a sense, the project is expanding.
Right.
Because we did receive some funding from BC Hydro, potential grant funding to bury these lines that you see just outside the window.
Right.
Put those underground and and under a walkway, so that improves, again, it enhances the park a little better and improves pedestrian network through the park and to downtown.
A record view from City.
All right, so any questions further to the CAO's comments? Failing that,
I would move the recommendation if that's...
staff are recommending proceeding with option one, which is negotiation with the low bidder to identify items that can be reused, removed, etc. So that's been moved. Is there a seconder? Okay, discussion. Councillor McKinnon.
Yes, and the $1.6 million surplus, could that be used for parts of that, for something like this? If we,
Well, in a sense, we've already allocated those funds under the financial plan to balance the budget, and we've
so it's all
allocated
been used?
$200,000 to
Thank you for clarifying that. I wasn't sure if it would
Yeah.
all be used.
oh yeah, it's all being allocated to balance the plan. Councillor Arnott and then Durant.
Yeah, just wondering, how many companies came to actually get a package to review before the tender?
It was 7 or 8.
7 or 8?
We had two bidders.
Yeah.
Councillor Grant?
Well, no, I was just looking through the options here, and I would agree with the staff recommendation. Number one seems to be the right choice and the right way to go. I think that you'll find better reduction in costs and some ideas from them than trying any of the other options. So just wanted to agree with you on that.
It should be noted that it does not commit us to go with the low bidder at this stage. If we can't, because it came outside the 15% over the tender amount, we can negotiate with the low bidder, but we don't necessarily have to go with them. So if our negotiations aren't successful, we can look at one of the other options as well.
All right, Director of Finance, raise your hand.
Your Worship, I wanted to kind of add a comment. One of the reasons I think we only got 2 applicants, two bidders in the tender process, is that it was very much a mixed type of project. It wasn't a road project, it wasn't building buildings, it was a little bit of both. And so I think that kind of restricted the number of contractors, right? Some of the contractors that would normally apply for a road or pipe project here in the town didn't ultimately throw their hat in the ring because there was a building component.
And vice versa.
Any further questions, comments? Seeing none, all those in favor of the recommendation? Any opposed? Motion's carried. All right, so move on to the janitorial service contract renewal.
Move that we renew the contract.
Okay, so moved and is there a second? And Councillor Arnott.
Yes. On this one, how many times has this contract been extended? Because I noticed here they've been doing this for 20 years. I'm just concerned about transparency, that if we're going to extend this another 3 years, how many times have been done before?
CEO?
We have gone out to request proposals for a janitorial contract, and I can't off the top of my head remember the last time we did it. It was about, I'm going to say, 8 years ago. And at that time, some of the issues we had were the ability of companies to have the necessary bonding that was required, and the pricing that we were given didn't come back as low as this company that we're dealing with right now.
Yeah. I just have some concerns that by not going through an actual bidding process, that it doesn't seem to be overly transparent to me, that we're just giving a 3-year extension, that we don't know how many extensions we've had before. So just want to make sure everything looks good to the public.
That's why it's here. Completely transparent.
But we don't know how many times it's been extended before. So. Just for me, a 20-year contract, that's a long time.
What we're talking about tonight is a 3-year contract.
Yeah, I know, they've had it for 20 years.
Sure. Well, they've obviously provided good service. I think when I was on council, before I became mayor, we did look at the RFPs. And
I'm not saying that they're not doing a good job. I'm just saying it just seems to me that not having anybody else bidding on it is, it's just raised some concerns for us.
No, fair enough. Any other comments, questions? Seeing none, all those in favor? Any opposed? Motion's carried. So, the next item is also a contract matter. This is the breakwater license agreement for approval for a 5-year term with the Harbor Authority.
I'll move that.
Second?
And that would start August 1st. And according to our town rep on this, who's here today, Parks Director Al Fraser, he's not requiring any or suggesting any changes to be required. So any further questions, comments? Seeing none, all those in favor? Any opposed? Motion's carried. And I do believe that brings us to the conclusion of our meeting. There's nothing else on the agenda, so motion to adjourn. All in favor? Meeting adjourned.